Hello, my name's Emily. I'm an artist and jewellery maker. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a haul as it's been my birthday recently and I had some very generous gifts from family members and friends, and I also thought I'd show some Christmas gifts I got as well for one big glorious haul. Before we get into the haul, I'd like to point out that I said in my last video that I was going to have my shop reopening. Because my health has taken a slight downward spiral, I've decided to not open my shop currently because I can't be reliable with orders. If there's a deadline, for example, and I'm not very well, I won't be able to complete the order for a birthday or whatnot. So the shop is still closed, but if you fancy having a nosy behind the scenes, then do check out my Instagram. It is linked below. But on to the haul. This is not a gift, but I picked it up around a similar sort of time, and it is the Montmartre Tear Off paper palette. So I use this when I am painting because it's like a disposable palette, so I can make a mess. It's not going to have to be washed because I can just dispose of it, and it's great. It's got like a almost wax texture on top, so it's really easy to kind of blend the colours. It works quite similar to a palette. The next item was some brushes from Roland Langnickel, and I believe these are similar to the AQUABLOOMART brushes that I purchased before. And I'm really fond of those brushes. They're probably some of the favourite brushes that I've got in my collection. So having like the flatter variety would be really useful for when I'm applying like a base of watercolour. These are the finer brushes that I got from the similar range from Roland Langnickel. As you can see, it's very well loved. I really like flat brushes for applying a base of like acrylic ink or like a water-based medium for a base, because it really does get the surface area kind of coated. But because of that flat brush, it's a really even coat as well. No lumps and bumps that could disturb the background. My partner got me a really thoughtful gift, and I've been undergoing quite a lot of therapy recently, so I have been doing a lot of journaling and kind of trying to work out my thoughts and stuff, and this kind of gives me the prompts. If I can't say write down something from the top of my head, it gives me prompts to write down so I can really try and work on my confidence, rationalise my thoughts, go through like venting but on paper. So I think it'll be really useful for that, because sometimes when I'm stuck in bed and I'm not very well, I would love to journal, but I can't sit in the office with all my journaling stuff, so having this by my bed will be really useful. So I can still journal, I just need a pen, and I can still get my thoughts on the paper with a prompt. Very little thinking would be required, but I'm still working through my thoughts and not having them jumbled up in my head, stressing me out further. So really pleased to have this, and my partner does know me very, very well. Would it be a haul without sketchbooks? I don't think it would be. So I got the Art Creation Royal Talons sketchbook. This is a nice baby pink colour, and I really like these sketchbooks. They're slightly ivory paper, so they do bring out the colours really, really nicely, and you can also highlight with white, and it really does stand out. And then the other one, which is from Roland Langnickel, I've not tried this sketchbook before, but it's really, really thick and chunky. So it'll be great to have lots and lots of ideas. I think I'm going to use this a lot for drafting, specifically for colour pencil or sketching, because it is a slightly thinner weight of paper, so I don't want to go in with wet mediums and then cause some disruption on the paper. But I know the Art Creation sketchbook does tolerate a lot more wet mediums, so I can use that for that reason. I've always struggled with like the consistency of sketchbooks, and I'm always really inspired by people who can fill them, and I think it's the perfectionist in me. If I go wrong or there's something in there that I'm not a fan of, I immediately kind of lose momentum and get a bit worked up about the lack of perfectionism. But I need to remember that a sketchbook is a place for play and experimentation, so my originals and more kind of one-off paintings will be better. So I'm trying to do this, and I'm hoping to do a sketchbook series soon, so keep your eyes peeled. Now these satisfy me so much because I love paintbrushes, and I got these for Christmas. I have some really nice fine liner brushes that are really, really tiny, will be perfect for outlines and stuff with gouache. But then I finally have some quill brushes, which I've had my eye on for so long. I've heard nothing but amazing things for using these with watercolours. Apparently they hold the water so much better, and they really evenly distribute the pigment, so safe to say I cannot wait to use these. And I will show you these in action because I'm going to be swatching some other items that I got. But yes, look at these delicate little fine liners. I actually stabbed myself with one of them when I was putting them away, so yes, they are very, very fine, and once I get rid of the sort of adhesive to bind them together, they will be beautiful, and I can't wait to use them. But just look at these quill brushes. The red just looks very luxe. The way that they are wound around the kind of ferrule, oh, it's just beautiful. So I'm very excited to use these. The little pouch as well is just darling. So I will show you these in action once I show you the next items that I got. Now, one medium that has truly stolen my heart since learning more about it has been watercolours. And I was very lucky enough to receive some handmade watercolours from family members for Christmas/birthday. So I'm really thrilled with these, and they are from AQUABLOOMART, the top ones are, and the bottom ones are from Beyond Indigo. So I will show you these when they are swatched, but just look at that array. Absolutely gorgeous. They're all handmade. I think the AQUABLOOM ones are a lot more kind of matte, like dry consistency, and they work really well, almost like a transparent gouache sort of finish. And then the Beyond Indigo ones are like a truer watercolour, and they granulate insanely beautiful ways. Like still very much the same tone, but they have a really lovely texture when they work with the paper and the grain and stuff. It's just really beautiful. I'm very, very chuffed to bits that I have these to play with. So you'll be seeing a lot of these in action very, very soon in recent videos. But on to the swatches. next item is really exciting because it's basically a project I'd really like to have a go at, and it's bookbinding. I've had quite a lot of ideas for things like zines and whatnot, but also I'd love to start making my own sketchbooks and journals just for my own personal use. But then if that became something more for my business as well, that'd be incredible. But it's just more for my own. I've always loved the idea of having like little personalised notebooks. I collect lots of lovely papers from charity shops and all sorts, so I thought it'd be a really nice little project for me to do. And there's loads of different techniques. It's really simplified, so I think even I, as a novice, might even have a chance of making something somewhat similar to what the pictures look like. I am thinking of documenting the process, so if you like that idea then please do let me know and I can make a YouTube video full of that, but it would be quite nice to document the process of me going from a complete beginner, not knowing what on earth I'm doing, to then maybe having some videos where that skill develops and I can then look back on where it all began. Now, naturally, as half of my business is jewellery, I did also pick up some jewellery findings that weren't necessarily gifts, but they will help me with the other things that I've recently purchased. So I did get some jump rings in silver, I got the 4mm and 5mm in silver, and then I got the 4mm and 5mm in gold as well. I've noticed the gauge in the larger bag is a bigger thickness, so I hope that I can still use them because my dexterity is shocking. But then obviously, the thing that's very, very exciting for me is that I'm hoping to get back into necklaces. So I bought some trusty wire, my favourite sort of wire. It's the satin silver beadalon. So I wanted to find ways that I could add the kind of security with the clasp. So I do have crimp covers that I use quite a lot, but sometimes they'd be quite difficult for me. So depending on whether I've got lots to make, I wanted to get some other things. I did get some wire guardians, which are what these are, to go with the clasps, just so it gives that little bit more of security with the wire. And I did also pick up some in gold as well, because gold and silver are my most used. I might pick up some bronze as well, but that'll be at a later date. I then picked up some similar crimp covers. So I got the gold ones that I normally use. They look like little beads, C shapes. And then I also got some silver ones as well. And they kind of work like a crimp cover, but they have a little hole, which is great for like jump rings. So we will see how that goes. I've not used them before, but I will hopefully have an update on how I feel about those. But my sister spoilt me and got me this, which is something that I've wanted to do for a while because I love beading necklaces and whatnot. But again, my hands are not the best anymore with the disability and whatnot. So this works so it basically beads it yourself. You spin it and it collects the beads onto the wire. It's a very exciting process. I'm very pleased that I have it because I do love the way the beaded necklaces look. Got loads of ideas for pendants, but having the fact that I can't bead anymore because I can't really feel the tips of my fingers, it means that I can still get the quality that I want with my necklaces. They're not just chains, they're nice beads, and it does it for me. So I'm really excited to have that, and I will update you on that as well because I know quite a lot of people would like to have something similar if they can't bead or struggle with beading by hand. Speaking of beads, I got from my partner this bead roller. So it's basically like a clear acrylic plastic device that you can then roll together, and it makes 3 different shapes. And because I love, again, the beads and whatnot, I want to make a few more beaded necklaces to have the different shapes but have it out of clay so it corresponds with the colours of the pendants. I'm really excited to have this. I've seen a lot of people use similar ones and I was just curious, but I will do a video hopefully of trying all of these new jewellery things because I think it'd be a really interesting kind of first impression sort of thing. I then received some silicone moulds because I don't just want to make earrings anymore. I mean, I love the earrings, don't get me wrong. But like I said, I want to make some pendants, and I'm also hoping to start doing some things like home decor, things like bookmarks maybe, sneaky peek, just an idea. So I thought I wanted to get some things for good textures that I can't seem to replicate as well just by hand. So to have that sort of mould, that impression would be really useful for that. And so I got some of these for my birthday / Christmas, and I'm really excited to use these. I've had similar ones before, and I really did find them very useful for getting those textures and like almost that embossed sort of feeling. And I will show you how they work as well. I think the first project I want to do are some like cameo necklaces. So if you want to see how that would work, do let me know and I can make a video on that. There is one idea that has quite a surreal element. So if you don't know, I absolutely love surrealism and it's one of my favourite forms of art. So if you like things weird and quirky, stay tuned. My father asked me what I wanted for my birthday, and he does like to get me a present instead of like a voucher and whatnot, and I thought that'd be really nice as well. So I chose something to go with these, and they are mica powders. So I thought with the cameo frames it'd be a really cool concept to actually have them replicating sort of like sparkly metals and whatnot. So the mica kind of gives it that sort of sheen. So I chose this set. It's 36 colours. It's got all these different little bottles of mica, different colours. So you've got everything from all the sort of metals like rose gold, copper, but also have some really nice bright colours. So if I wanted to do other things like maybe sparkly flowers and whatnot, I've got that as well. And there's also some iridescent shades I forgot to mention, which are absolutely gorgeous. I'm so excited to use these. I also have a little project that I'm hoping to work on of something brand new that I've never done before, but something that I'm really excited to attempt. So keep your eyes peeled. I've got lots coming up on the channel so long as I'm well enough to do these, but there we go. And that is the end of my birthday and Christmas art haul. As you can see, I have been well and truly spoiled. I'm very, very blessed to have such very supportive people in my life who want me to succeed, but also play and experiment with my business, but also my hobbies as well, that are all very creative. As I have mentioned, my health is a bit hit and miss at the minute. I'm having some good days, but some also really not so good days. But I'm hoping to make the most of those good days and trying to film the bits and bobs that I'm doing. And then when I'm having my bad days, I've got some bits and bobs that I can work on from bed and whatnot. I do also have some home renovations happening. Me and my partner are getting some parts of the bungalow sorted. So there might be a little bit of disruption in the routine of that, but as you can probably tell, I've not really been the most consistent at the minute either because of that health problem, but if I can upload, I will. But in the meantime, if you want to check out anything from behind the scenes, my Instagram is linked below, and I do post quite a lot on there of all my updates, so feel free to have a nosy. I also mentioned that my Etsy shop hasn't opened as I wanted it to on my birthday because of my health. I don't feel like I can reliably make the commissions, and all my stuff that I have on my shop is made to order, so I'm not well enough. I don't want to miss deadlines and whatnot for people's birthdays and stuff, so I think it's just best if I work on things behind the scenes, and then when I'm well enough, reopen and go from there. But I just want to thank you all for your support and all your kind words. Your responses from previous videos that I've put up have genuinely filled me with joy on the days when I've been good, but also the days when I've not been so good. They've really lifted my spirits. Now I have been rambling on long enough. I should really get ready for my therapy appointment because that's in a couple of hours, so I need to get all my notes sorted. But thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you like this video or like me, please subscribe to my channel. I would love to have you here and join me on all of my arty endeavours. Like I said, Etsy shops from the paint companies and my own links are all linked below, but I'm going to go. I really hope you have a truly magical rest of your day. Please stay safe out there, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!